All right, so we're gonna start by placing 2 puff pastry sheets right on out. So we're just gonna lay them nice and flat. Once we've got those nice and flat, you can kind of marry the 2 together. It doesn't have to be perfect, but once we've gotten that, we're now gonna bring in some hot dogs. These are perfect for the summertime and really any time of the year, but we're just gonna start by placing those dogs right on down. Put all these hot dogs right on down. Perfect. So once you've gotten those hot dogs nice and lined up, you can kind of space them out just a little bit. Doesn't have to be anything perfect because we are going to rearrange them. You're going to grab your pizza cutter here and we're just going to go ahead and write it on down. This is so easy. I absolutely love making this dish because I think it's so fun for the holidays. So once you've gotten that, as you can see, you now have a line straight down. You're just gonna go ahead and take that line and go directly across so that each of your hot dogs are gonna have their own little line, just like that. And you're just gonna repeat the process the entire way down. Okay, so we've got our last one here. We've got our dogs. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna just take those dogs in that pastry sheet. You're gonna bring that dog until it's about halfway. You're gonna turn it at an angle and we're just gonna wrap this around. Really wanna make sure that that dog is coated like this. And then you're just gonna keep repeating that until your dogs just keep getting coated, okay? It's okay if it sticks out a little bit. It's not a problem. You want to go ahead and keep on wrapping. So just repeat this process until you've gotten them all done. All right, so we've got our last 2 here. We're just gonna wrap them up just like we were doing before. And we've got this last one, okay. Woo, slippery little guy. Okay, so we're just gonna go boop. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is go ahead and bring in a pizza pan here, and we've got some brie cheese here in the center. And so what we're gonna do is just take those hot dogs and start placing those hot dogs right around the edges of that brie cheese. And we're just gonna repeat this until all of them are nicely rounded. All right, so now we're gonna go in with our second layer, and you can just kind of place that second layer in between the original layer, just like that. And like we did before, you're just gonna keep repeating this process until you've gone through all of the dogs. All right, so now that we've got those all nicely placed, we're gonna come on in with some rosemary, and we're just gonna put that rosemary directly into that brie cheese, just like that. And I've got 3 sticks of the rosemary that I'm just gonna go ahead and place there. Use as much or as little as you would like. I specifically like rosemary just because I think that it helps tie in with so many flavors. It goes great with wine and it goes great with different seasons. So you might have to puncture in your brie cheese if it is to get that rosemary in, just like me. Okay, now that that's in, perfect. So now all we have left to do is grab that egg, crack her open. Ooh, got that yolk in there. Let me just grab it, perfect. We've got our little mixing stick here. Just like that, you're gonna beat that egg up and you're just gonna coat it gently. It doesn't have to be a lot, you're just doing a light egg wash all around. Just enough so that it dribbles down. Guys, I'm telling you, like I mentioned before, this is so great for the holidays because it's of the rosemary, but it's also fantastic for really any time of the year. Okay, so now we're just gonna keep that going a little bit. Perfect. All right, so we've got that nicely on there. Now all we have to do is pop this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you're golden. All right, guys, look at what we've got here.
Oh my gosh.
It is still so hot, so you might want to wear some little middies when you get it out, but look at this. It is so good, so yummy. I just love, love, love Let's go ahead and break some of this brie. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I love a good brie that is nice and doughy on the inside. Look at that. It's a double stacked brie.
Perfect.
It is so perfect. Look at all that. Oh gosh. And then the best part is you can stick a spoon here and then you just rip it off just like that. Get yourself some brie. Go on a hot dog. Oh gosh. It is hot. My God. Oh my God. Oh my God. A rosemary brie hot dog. Enjoy.